Hey, do you have trouble achieving full peace when you do meditation? Well, if you do, you're not alone. There are so many people in the world who have the same thing. In fact, I will have a challenge for you, a mental challenge, a belief challenge. I would like to say if you reached full peace, then you would probably die. Why? Because a little bit of stress is what keeps your heart alive. Okay? This does not mean bad stress. There are good stresses in the world. So let me start with this. If you're doing meditation, I got this question recently that how I cannot reach this full bliss, this full peace inside myself when I'm doing meditation. What can I do about that? And I had I had a short answer, and it's actually a good answer. It's actually very practical, which was if you do it over and over again, it will finally work. Because meditation is something like a practice. You're practicing achieving that state of your mind. Okay? So let's say you have a memory in your brain that's hard to achieve. It's buried deep in your subconscious. It's very old memory. And it's gonna take some time to remember that, right? For example, it could be a song. You're like, what was that song? Like, how can I remember? Or you would say, what was the name of that singer or that actress? And you try to remember, you cannot remember. See, it's the same thing. There are points in your brain that's hard to access at all times with your conscious mind. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some tips to further let you achieve that. And I'm going to give you 5 tips, 5 basic and practical tips that you can do to achieve that. So, first of all, yes, I want to start with that answer that I gave, that short-term answer, which is yes, meditation is like a practice. If you do this again and again, finally it will work. There will be some point. It will be the 7th meditation, the 8th meditation. You're not going to sit around in one day and do 8 meditations. What will happen is you will do this in separate days. You will, let's say, meditate for 1 week, every day, 10 minutes. And trust me, even that amount of time is enough to reach at least 1 minute of full bliss and stillness, calmness of mind within one of those 10 minutes, one of those 10-minute sessions, okay? Can you achieve that for full 1 day? Yes, you can, but it's a little bit advanced. So I'm going to talk about that at the little bit end of this video. But I want to give you an answer that will help you reach that point at least once. Even if it's for 1 or 2 minutes, you can feel full bliss, full peace in your heart, this harmony of the whole world. And the more you practice, the easier it will be for you to attract that in your life to the world also. And you will have it more throughout your day. But for now, it's a practice. Just do it every day. If you're getting started, just give yourself time. It's okay. Give yourself a reward each time you finish this 10-minute, because it's hard at first, okay? It's not hard, it's scary. It's actually, nothing is hard in this world. It's just scary. And it's scary because you're like, shit, in this time I could be doing so much more. And I'm just sitting and not even using my mind. It might seem like useless to you. Okay, so if you're someone very constructive in life, an attacker, a control, someone with control mindset, control, attack, achieve success, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be hard for you in the beginning. So it's a practice. Give yourself time. And second point I want to make is this will help you a lot, which is your subconscious mind works with chains. Okay, just like this chain you see, but this is like a different kind of chain. The way your neurotransmitter system works, the neurons in your brain works, is whatever experience you have in life, it collects all the data and makes a pack of data. Okay, just collects the data and then chains them into each other. For example, let's say you have a memory of a dog barking at you, okay? Or you have a memory of a car accident, a car hitting you. When this happens, your brain starts collecting all the data. Oh, there was a dog. There was this specific strawberry smell. There was that. There was a blonde woman. So your whole life, anytime you see a blonde woman, you will feel danger. Anytime you smell some strawberry, you will feel danger because your brain is calling that back. So it could be used for your own benefit. Use it as a strength. When you're doing meditation, try to recall one of the moments in your life that you fully reached that peace within yourself. Could be in a vacation. It's usually in a vacation where you go into a beach, for example, and you're just lying down and you have nothing to worry about because there's no job, there's no school, there's no chores, responsibilities. It's just you and nature, and you're relaxing under the sun. Okay, so have memories like this. Have marked places and times in your mind that you can recall when you're doing the meditation. This will help you a lot to reach that inner peace. The second point is this was the second one. Have places and times, marked places and times. The third thing I want to talk about is the dancer versus the observer. Okay, the dancer state, the dancer mindset versus the observer mindset. The dancer, let's say a belly dancer or a strip dancer, whatever you want to imagine, is dancing to please the observer. Okay, so imagine your mind that's never going silent and making you anxious, all of the thoughts that comes into your brain. Imagine it as it's just dancing and you don't take any of those thoughts seriously at that moment. Okay, so it's basically like it's like imagining that you're just sitting and then let's say you're just calm, completely calm, just watching the wall. Okay, this is one form of meditation that people do. They just sit and stare at the wall for 20 minutes. As soon as a thought comes into your brain, instead of trying to punish yourself, damn, the thought came into my mind, I couldn't keep it silent. Instead of doing that, instead, what you do is you stop and you realize, my mind is starting to dance again. And you just watch a little bit, and then you turn your attention away from it and get back to the wall. Just bring your attention to the wall. This is one way of thinking about it. So there's the dancer that wants to get your attention. Just enjoy it. Don't try to get rid of it. Don't try to escape these thoughts that come into your brain. Some people like to say these are just these thoughts are not your thoughts. They are just visitors coming into your brain and leaving. But yeah, that's also another mindset. But what I like to say is this is a dancer. Your brain, your logical brain, is constantly trying to dance for you. And you have to realize that. It's trying to impress you. It's trying to come up with all kinds of smart things for you to feel great, for you to feel, wow, I'm smart. Wow, I have this thought, so people will appreciate me more. Right? It's trying to get your attention. It's trying to like come up with new ideas, which is good. Enjoy it. Don't try to get rid of it. It's nice that you have a creative mind that constantly makes new thoughts. But just enjoy it and watch it. And then get back to the wall. Keep staring at the wall. And yeah, so this is the second way of achieving that full bliss, this full relaxation. Just realize your mind is like a little child jumping around, like a little dancer. If a child is playing, you don't say, "Hey, stop, child, don't play," because it's the job of the child to play, right? Just jump around like a little kid. You don't say, "Don't do that." It's the same thing for your brain. Just realize it, acknowledge it, enjoy it, and then you're like, okay, play there. Here's the wall. And we come to the next point, fourth point that I want to make. And that is a technique. It's called actually Pomodoro Technique, which is something that people who work a lot do. People who study use this technique, actually. But we just use the same principle. We're not going to use everything there. We're just going to use the same principle. What Pomodoro Technique is that you do 45 minutes of studying, let's say, or work. 5 minutes you leave aside to plan the next session of work or just review whatever you did. Then for 10 minutes you rest. This is the same thing. You're just going to attack life every other moment that you're living. Just live in the moment fully. Attack life. But when it comes to relaxation and meditation, you just set aside 20 minutes a day and you say, this is a time for me to relax. This is a time for me to shut down my mind. Just for 10 minutes. Just for 20 minutes. And you commit to it. But it's not going to be easy. Okay? So what people usually do to be able to focus when they're using this technique is they write down the things, the distractions that come into their mind constantly, because that's your mind. Your mind will wander off into different directions. This is the natural way of your mind. Okay, this is not something bad. Your mind is supposed to be creative. There's no other way to be creative. Your mind should be wandering around. So, if you want to stay focused in the moment, because it's also a kind of focus, what you have to do is you're going to write down the distractions. So for 20 minutes, you set aside 20 minutes on your clock, you set the timer, and then you put a paper and a pen in front of you. And then you just write down the thoughts that just keeps coming into your mind. Tell yourself, hey, your brain will say, well, we need to take care of this. We need to think about this. Right now, we need to take care of this. You just say, okay, I write it down. I promise myself when this 20 minutes finish, I will think about it. I will do something about it. I promise myself. And then your mind can let go. Okay? This is how your mind works. Your mind wants to finish every little task that you have.